Been a long time since I used my 9. You got yours, and I got mine. I think it's about time for a jab.
Yeah.
Little Blood TV.
Yes, sir.
Back again with another Little Blood TV exclusive.
Yes,
Powered by Tucker Media, of course. Man, oh man. I don't know if I need to put my glasses on. You know what I'm saying? Put my seatbelt on. No, I'm going to keep my seatbelt off. Fuck it, we thugging.
Fuck it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We thugging. But nigga, nah, for real though, all bullshit at the time, all the games to the side. Legendary is what's popping up. Legendary.
Appreciate that.
Right now, sitting across from me, 1/3.
One half.
One half?
One half.
One half.
Yes, sir.
Sitting across from me right now is one half. One of the members, founding members, bro, of the legendary group. And to keep it real with you, you niggas set the way, bro. Like, we ain't even about the bullshit.
Man,
we ain't about the front and none of that shit. You niggas set the way. You niggas was the blueprint. And around the time and the era y'all did it in, the shit y'all did was unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Presenting the some and introducing the others. Man, I got Black C from the timeless group RBL. You feel me?
Yes,
Accompanied with Black C, we got D folks.
RBL, you already know.
You know what I'm saying?
What time it is.
RBL D folks or D folks, nigga. Let me know, because I'm not about to just be like RBL D folks every time a nigga say your name, man.
D folks.
Okay, we running with the D folks. DEE or D?
DFOLKS.
Okay, let me know something, damn, man. Let me know something. But Black C, man, it's a privilege, bro.
Appreciate it,
and,
bro.
It's crazy because as soon as I tapped in, you wasn't on no weird shit or nothing.
Nah.
Like, immediately, nigga, like, it's good. What we got to do, like, come on.
We fuck with our folks, bro.
Yeah. I gave you a date, and, nigga, here we are.
Locked in.
Here we are. We locked in. Let's go back to the 90s real quick.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the 90s. 91 or 92?
92. 92 is when we officially dropped. Yeah.
92 was when niggas officially dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my brothers. So my brother, he's from 45th and Market, Freddie Leary. Shout out to my big bro. I remember my brothers just coming up knocking y'all on tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Cassette tapes. I remember my brother knocking y'all. And, back then, nigga, I thought Frisco was like in New York somewhere. Mind you, I'm a little nigga, you feel me? So, like, man, these the city niggas,
Mm-hmm.
But, man, we here years later, and a nigga still relevant.
Right. You know what I mean?
That shit was hot in the motherfucker. My bad. But, yeah, here we is, over 30 years later.
30 years, man.
Over 30 years. Niggas is legends and still in this game.
Yes, sir.
RBL, what does RBL stand for?
Ruthless by Law. A lot of people didn't know. That's why the second album we end up self-titling it. And motherfuckers still don't be knowing. They still ask us, man, what RBL? Like, man, second album, we called that motherfucker Ruthless by Law just so motherfuckers will know. But yeah, that was the name my boy T-Lo gave us, man.
So who started the group?
I started the group. You know what I mean? I was trying to do it with my boy T-Lo. And T-Lo was like the Ice Cube in our neighborhood. He was raw and the motherfucker, dope as hell, freestyling the whole. Later on, Herm Lewis put him out. T-Lo came out with a couple albums and shit.
Herm Lewis.
Yeah, Herm on the Black Power and shit. But he was raw. You know what I mean? I was just doing music, doing the beats and shit, and I was trying to fuck with him. And he was, he knew he was the nigga, so he was kind of like, I got somebody who you probably want to rap with. He wanted to do his solo thing. So instead of him just telling me no, he like, I'll bring somebody to the studio for you. And he was fucking with Mr. C's sister. So he brought him up there. And Mr. C came in the studio, man. We made a couple songs, made a song called Hit Squad. We was called the Hit Squad at first. We made a song called Hit Squad, New Jack. And man, I fell in love with Mr. C because he was the first, he was like one of the only niggas. At first, niggas just rapping that street shit. He came in dropping like metaphors and you know what I mean, just punchlines and shit. So I was just like, damn, he different. And he was on them East Coast rappers and shit. He was into that backpack type shit. So yeah.
I ain't gonna front shit. I ain't gonna front my shit. Between me and you and the thousands of motherfuckers that's watching this interview, Hitman. My brother and them used to be like, man, Hitman.
No. He was,
Hitman,
later
what?
on, he became that nigga. He was
Yeah,
that one.
man. Talk to me
That's
about
Lil Bruh,
Hitman.
man. Yeah, Hitman came along around 93. My boy Mars, man, he was trying to like mimic my studio. You know, I had a studio, all the neighborhood niggas was coming in there recording, you know, from West Point, Oakdale, whatever. You know, I had the main studio. Everybody was coming up through there. And my boy Mars used to come down there and see what type of equipment I got. He used to try to copy it and shit like that. So he started up his own little thing. And he had Hitman, NOH Mafia. It was a bunch of them niggas. My cousin, Ken Folks, all them niggas was down there recording. He ended up coming up to me one time like, Black, man, I got a little youngster you might want to check out. He dope as hell. And I'm like, where he at? And I'm like, you know, you got a tape or something? He's like, yeah. He said, pop this in. He played the tape. Man, he was on there. All type of nursery rhymes, talk Ricky's, throw you in Ricky's lake and down you like a chocolate yoo-hoo. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this motherfucker right here crazy. And he like, yeah, bro, he want to come down here and holler at you, but all the dudes up here be running him off because he from Sunnydale. And I'm like, I said, nah, tell him to come up here. It's good. You know what I mean? So he brought him up there on the block. And man, he was locked in ever since that day, man. We was working with him. So everybody thought he was part of RBL, but I was just using. Nah, he wasn't.
Oh, wow.
Like in 9/7, when after Mr. C died, the iPhone I album, I just gave him a bigger role just to set his solo career up. You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought, you learned something new every day.
Nah. We just made it seem like that because he was never on paperwork or never signed as an RBL member, none of that shit. He was
That's
always
why I
solo.
said 1/3, because I thought it was
right. Everybody did.
Damn,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Nah, he just stepped in and played a bigger part once Mr. C died. You know, I couldn't do it by myself, so I was just like, you know, Atlantic, Craig Callaman was just like, man, won't you bring Hitman in? You know, I don't want him to take. I know you don't want him to take his place, but just let him do a bunch of songs and stuff with you, and we won't put him under contract or nothing, and we can still drop an RBL album. I'm still willing to work with you because you're the man behind everything. So I was just like, let's do it. So that's kind of what it was.
So Quinn said on his song Northern California, he said, y'all got the deal. He said, I think he said at the end of 9/5.
9/6.
No, it was in the 9/5.
Yeah. 9/5.
Yeah,
and then
9/5.
January 1st, 9/6.
He died.
He died. How did that affect you, bro? If you don't mind me asking.
That shit fucked me up. That shit, man, we had some chalumpas laid out on the table, man. It was a nice deal. Nice ass deal. We was just about to sign. We were supposed to sign the paperwork like in February to lock everything down. And just a bunch of turf bullshit going on and shit. And my boy got caught up because he really wasn't, you know, in no bullshit. And that's all he really wanted to do was just be in that lab. You know what I mean? So when that happened, it fucked me up. I stopped producing because I produced all the first album, damn near 70% of the second album. I did all the Hitman album. I did all the NOH. But when that shit happened, I didn't really even damn near produce a beat after that. You know what I mean? It threw me all the way off for some months. You know what I mean? Until Craig got at me.
Is it true the passing of him broke up Hunter's Point? Because I heard Hunter's Point used to be one.
Yeah. Oh, it was definitely, that was the start of, that was the beginning of the end, really. You know what I mean? And I'll say, you know, Harbor Road, our turf fucked up Hunter's Point. You know what I mean? When after that happened, that's when, you know, all the snake shit, you know, where it started being clicky around there. Instead of like being Harbor Road, Oakdale, even though it's Harbor, Oakdale, West Point, we used to rumble, fight with each other. And the next day, we pulling up on Oakdale's, chopping it up, smoking. We pulling up in West Point, aka West Mob or whatever, smoking and hanging out, pulling out on Kirkwood. You know, it was all one. You know what I mean? And that was like the start. When Mr. C died, that's when, you know, that inner turf shit started. It split up everything. It started being cliques and shit like that. And a lot of motherfuckers, you know, start losing their lives behind that shit. You know what I mean? It just was crazy around there. You know what I mean?
Honestly, if that war wouldn't have started off, where would you think RBL would be at today?
For surely, I think we'd be up there with the Outcasts and all them motherfuckers for sure.
Easy.
Because it was easy. I was having fun with the shit, and our chemistry that we had with TC and the Enhancer, me and Mr. C, that shit was easy. It wasn't, man. That the next album with that budget behind us, all that was gonna go in the pocket because we was probably only gonna spend probably out of them couple million. We was probably gonna spend just to do the album, maybe shit. 40, 50,000 or something just to put it together. Maybe a couple of dollars on getting some features. And from there, man, with that fucking machine, it was gonna be on. We was gonna be able to put on 11.5s and, you know, the GOPs, me and JT and all of us was real tight at the time, you know. And man, it just kind of derailed every fucking thing. You know what I mean? It fucked it up. But we'd have definitely been up there with the Outcasts, the Mobb Deeps, all the groups who people really, really put up there on that pedestal. It would definitely been Grammys or some shit coming through that thing.
Easy call.
Easy call, for sure.
So here it is, 30 years later. How does that make you feel to still have relevance in this in this generation?
Man, I love it. You know what I mean? But it was work. It wasn't nothing that just came. It was just me like getting off my ass like, man, hold on, I'm not finna stay in this motherfucking, cocoon and just, well on all that shit. Yeah, I was quiet like a motherfucker, you know what I mean? Because just coming from a block that you built, like, you know what I mean? Like, I raised a lot of them niggas, and a lot of them niggas looked up to me over the years, and just for niggas to kind of dirty Mac you with some shit, I knew what I could have did up there. I knew niggas' mamas, sisters, and all, like, I could have really, like, brought some shit to that, like, really brought hell down on that block, but I just kind of, like, I just started kind of really just thinking about, damn, I got my kids. Right. I got this deal. My Karen was still waving the deal. He done chopped it in half. There's still a few dollars in the deal. Do I want to go up there and try to knock some shit down to get myself caught up and be sitting down and, somewhere in the pen somewhere? Or do I just want to utilize this shit and make, and just, success is going to be probably the best revenge, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like what I linked towards. I was just like, man, let me get off my ass and just start keeping this RBL torch alive. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, bro, you don't give me them demonic vibes. Like, you give me a pure soul. Like,
yeah, for sure.
And that's and that's why you still here.
Real talk.
It's a lot of motherfuckers from your class that's...
Oh, no, niggas is shady, man. One thing about me, I do wear my emotions. And I'm going to if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Mm-hmm. I ain't one of them motherfuckers that's going to, be like, oh, bro, it's good. No, it's cool. And then I come back and try to phone pimp you or snake you. Like, if I say it's good and I fuck with you, I fuck with you. You know what I mean? And you got a lot of niggas who, from that era, who be scared of niggas that don't really want to say how they really feel. They'll be like, nah, Black, I got love. It's good, bro. As soon as leave, man, that bitch ass nigga blood. I'm trying to line this nigga up. And I'm just not like that, bro. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something. If I don't, and I hope motherfucker do the same thing back to me. Let me know what's up with it. And I just always been a humble motherfucker, man. And I always had it since I was 15 years old. I always been a nigga with money, cars, the whole shit. You know what I mean? I was one of them niggas up there on the block. You know what I mean?
I did my homework.
Yeah. Sure. Our resume is pristine. Motherfuckers can't say nothing about us as far as when it comes from the block shit to the booth. You know what I mean? Right. Anywhere all over there, from Fieldmo to Sunnydale, anywhere in Hunters Point, even the niggas that might not like us. Them niggas gonna be like, bro, we don't fuck with them niggas, but them niggas is them niggas are solid though. You know what I mean?
Truth.
Yeah. You know what's up.
Where did D-Folks come in at?
Well, this is my cousin. He been around since diapers.
From the beginning.
Yeah, the diapers. Me, him, Boob, all of us grew up in the same house, Right, and that's really both of the sides, you know what I mean? It's really like Boobie's side and our side. That's what split up Harbor. Yeah. But we all grew up in the same house, His grandmama, Mama Rose, took us in. And, that's why we called each other cousins. His mama, my mama grew up as, going to school together, sisters, so... we always grew up.
Contact with Boobs since she been home?
Yeah, I talked to him. Okay, cool. We had a nice conversation about a good month ago. Yeah, my boy Jay Brick, who up in Seattle with him, he called him. He was on the phone with me. Like, man, that's Boob calling me, bro. You might get on the phone. Like, bro, I ain't had no problem with Boob. You put him on. We had a nice conversation. We talked, chopped it up. Growth, bro. You know what I mean?
And that's what we need.
That's what it's about.
Bro. That's what we need. Nigga, believe it or not, bro, you a leader. Like,
for real.
You a leader. And a lot of this shit that's happening nowadays is trickle from your era.
Real talk.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And for you to jump on the phone like that, nigga, that shows growth, bro.
Yeah.
And, it's been bloodshed over this shit.
Bloodshed, bro.
A lot of bloodshed.
Yeah. And like I said, for a nigga to really, okay, boom, and you know what I'm saying? This is what we doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was needed.
Yeah, it was.
That was
needed.
What I mean? Not only for the culture, but a lot of self-healing was in that too.
A lot of it, bro. Real talk.
Let's tweak on the Boob for a minute. I'm not gonna get all the way in because I really don't know niggas' business, and it's not my business, and I really don't care. But were you around when they start fucking with BA?
Well, that's what we was already gone. That was like around 97. Okay. So I'll say during the year of 96, we all was making our transition and moving out. I was buying my house in Antioch. You know, I started working on all that. Once we got the deal, like in '95 when Hitman shit came out, it blew up. So a lot of animosity and shit came from that too. You know, a lot of motherfuckers being jealous that, you know, Hitman was selling. You know, we was out the trunk with it getting, you know, $10 a CD from City Hall and shit. You know, he sold like 120,000 copies out the trunk, and we got $10 a CD. You know what I mean? Yeah, to do the math. So, you know, I was in the process of buying a house. We had the Atlantic deal coming. So, yeah, motherfucker was chipped up. We was getting our paper, you know, and the shows was coming in. Yeah, we was eating. Yeah. We was eating. Yeah, we was eating, man. So, you know, shout out to Walter at City Hall. You know, man, he was CODing it. You know, every time, you know, he sell out 10,000, he ordered another 10. I'm COD. So, you know, we was eating. So, yeah, it was just kind of like, man, one of them things where, like, Boob, man.
It was just a special situation, man. We was all family, motherfucker choose sides at the end of the day. So it was like a situation where you could have, motherfucker just was trying to be bigger than what they was.
Yeah,
you know we was all one, but a motherfucker want to separate themselves to be like a motherfucker because a motherfucker had more love for us because we was the block. We grew up on the block, but we wasn't bigger than the block. We loved the block.
That's the Matrix.
Yes.
Nobody's bigger than the program.
Somebody try to want to be with you ass, so they gotta do snake shit to move you out the way to get what they want to be.
Yeah, it's just that money and shit, man. And it was so crazy as blood. Like we was finna really put motherfuckers on. You know, even the niggas we really didn't fuck with directly, you was gonna benefit indirectly because I fuck with Boob. You know what I mean? Yeah. We all family. We grew up in the same house, so it was one of those things where you was gonna eat no matter what. You know what I mean? But some motherfuckers just don't be with the program, man. They just can't. They just don't want you to be the motherfucker. Be the motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
That nigga was on your album cover.
Yeah, no, it's family. No, we was real, genuine family,
school,
man.
Elementary school,
and what I would say, bro, what the problem was, we let a lot of outside motherfuckers who wasn't from our block come in. You know what I'm saying? We let some motherfuckers from like Shoreview come in, and even me, I'm at fault for some shit because I let a motherfucker from like West Point come in and start. So we start letting a lot of outside motherfuckers come in and ruin our little situation and shit and our relationship, and that's where it started from. You know what I mean? They come in and they just all of a sudden it's a wedge in the relationship, and now you got, when we come out, we all used to be sitting at the basketball court. Now you got motherfuckers who come out, they on the lands over there across the street, or other motherfuckers, they come out, they might hang out for a second, Boo might walk out, now they on at the top of the pole across the street, and instead of us all congregating together, you start seeing the divide a little bit start happening. You know what I mean? So. And that just letting other outside entities come in and infiltrate our shit, and you know what I mean? And we paid the price. You gotta realize niggas was young back then. Yeah. So niggas that had a mentality they have today. Exactly. At 18, 19 years old. You get what I'm saying? Real shit. From what I heard, you niggas was playing with money at 14, 15. Niggas was playing with hundreds of thousands. Man, money. Yes, everybody was eating on Harbor. Harbor was a money bar. I heard that motherfucker was $1 million machine. Man, and we had a lot of bosses up there, you know, from like my Uncle Flop and them, and Chuck, man, you know, then we had like Harper Boys and all the motherfuckers up there, and I was like fucking with them directly, you know what I mean? So I was one of them young niggas who was getting the pick of the litter, you know what I mean? Fucking with my nigga Boone and Asia and them, like motherfuckers was up there really eating. You know what I mean? If you go back to the Cocaine Cowboy first video, you're going to see a clip of Harbor Road on that motherfucker. Nobody never tripped off that. They showed our block on the first court. The first Cocaine Cowboy with Griselda Block on Harbor, they showed that. All them Cubans used to come up there fucking with us from the TL and shit. Like motherfuckers used to park at the bottom. And there used to be lines up there on that motherfucker. And the Harbor was some money, man. That motherfucker. Yeah. Like we was one of the smallest turfs up there too. Like we didn't have too many dudes, but we was like that movie 300. We was small, but black. It was black. Black, for real. Talk to me about that. How was that feeling back then? Like, you know, right now, you know, gentrification is a motherfucker. Yeah, like a motherfucker. Yeah, so back then, you know, everything was African. And then you know, you got the candy lady. You didn't have to leave Harbor. Miss Queen Asher. We had Miss Queen Asher. You didn't have to lead the projects. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't it start off like as a
they used to have the ship workers living there or something?
Yeah, the Navy Yard.
Right,
yeah,
right.
down there at
So,
the Navy base. So that's what they all is. They really like Navy bunkers and shit up there, you know.
So did your family, y'all born and raised in Harbor? Right.
Yeah, we was. My mom and my mom migrated from Double Rock. My daddy came out there and he kind of brought her up to Harbor, you know, back in the fucking like 60s, late 60s and shit. 60s. That's when my mom ended up getting up there. My father was already up there. My father's mom stayed up on Kiska Road. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he migrated out there from Fort Worth. They all came from, you know, Texas. The South and shit, to Texas and shit. Like you said, they had jobs up there working. They just went there to work in the Navy Yard and all that shit. And he ended up didn't do this shit and ended up getting a gambling shack on Hunters Point Boulevard down at the bottom of Harbor. And he ran a little gambling shack for years.
Was a cold day.
Oh, he was a cold man. Everybody knew him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cripple Pete, man. You know, had the little limp El Dorado, diamond in the back, sunroof top, the whole shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So yeah, he was and he's an old motherfucker too. Like my oldest brother is my mama age. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah, really?
Yeah.
Pops was a cold, super fly, old ass nigga.
Yeah, man. Now he seen my mama was hanging out with one of his daughters, my oldest sister Patricia. She about a year or two older than my mama. And
that's fucking crazy.
Yes, they was hanging out, and he pulled up.
Pulled cradle, wasn't he?
Pulled up on it like, man, what's that? That little thick thing right there. You feel me?
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was.
IMP.
Did
you have a relationship with IMP?
That's my boy, Cool Nut, man. Yeah, they was one of our influences. You know, when we started. You know, basically our influences, man. RBL is basically made out of NWA first, 415 second, and then IMP.
415, that was the Richie
Rich and D-Loke and you know, all them, man. You know, later on Brother Broski and them came in or whatever, but yeah, that was a heavy influence. That's why I got samples with D-Lo from the old school hood where I'm known to all that shit. You know, big influence. You know what I mean? Right. So when it come to making our group, that was that influence. When it came to the independent hustle, it was Too Short pulling up in the Mustang, coming up on Harbor all the time. He used to be on our block, hanging out with my boy Fat Boo Boo, rest in peace, Fat Boo Boo, pulling up and, you know, slanging tapes and the whole shit. You know what I mean? It was love. So
did you have a relationship with Mac Dre at all?
Yeah, that was my guy.
Talk to me about that.
That was my guy, man. And Mac Dre, see, we was bumping Mac Dre, man, just hustling. Like, man, the California living shit and all that shit. I wasn't even thinking about rapping at the time. So when I got a chance to actually meet him in Kilo, man, when he had got out of jail, man, it was like a long lost friend, man, when I seen him in Fresno, because he just came out on our stage show, dancing and shit. He like, and we like, who the fuck turn around? My boy like, blow, you want me to get him off? I said, nigga, that's Mac, hell, I gotta leave that nigga alone. He had his little stick, his little walking stick and shit, man, doing his thing. Man, I'm talking about that night, man, me, him, and Kilo, man, we weren't worried about no bitches or nothing. We sat in the room, chopped it up 2, 3, 4 hours, bro, and we built a relationship, man. This was like right when he got out, man, and we've been tight ever since, man. You know, him and Keeler, that's my dog, man. And one thing about him, man, he was a humble motherfucker too. Cool ass motherfucker, man. Love him to death, man. So yeah, it was one of those things, man, where I wish like hell that shit wouldn't happen, because I know we'd have put in a lot of work together. You know what I mean?
How did that affect you? His death?
Man, it affected me like a motherfucker. Man, that shit hurt. That shit hurt just like it hurt everybody else, man. You know what I mean? That shit put a damper on the bay. That shit was one of them unbelievable things. It was like you lost one of your homies. You know what I mean? It was like I didn't feel that shit. Like Mr. When I lost Mr. C, that's almost the type of feeling I felt when I heard that shit happened to Mac Dre. It's one of them things that hit you like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Motherfucker got that little double pump in his heart, like, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, you serious? Like, yeah, that shit wasn't cool, bro. So, yeah, it hurt, man. But he was a cool, humble motherfucker, man. And to this day, man, me and Kilo, when we see each other, man, there's always an embrace, man. You know what I mean? Love. Right. Yes, sir.
15, I believe. You was 15 when you had the incident with your eye, right?
Yeah.
You mind briefing us on that?
Yeah, the Sunnydale shit was popping off around that time. You know, motherfuckers funking. The little turf war shit was going on, and we got into some Sunnydale niggas on 3rd Street, and you know, motherfucker, big brawl pop off and the whole shit. Niggas whip niggas, jump niggas or whatever, and chase niggas down the street. Them niggas left, and you know, niggas know they coming back, so we all sitting on the block. We on Harbor, but you know niggas all want to. You know niggas get to congregating and talking about it. I did this and I did that. Everybody running their mouth. The tough guy shit. We got niggas on the roof and shit. You know, folks. My niggas on the roof. Niggas is. You know, we was secure. The block was secure, but motherfuckers started running their mouth and got comfortable after a while.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers drinking and talking. And you know, I had my thing on here. I had the hoodie on, thing in my hand on the thing and everything. But I heard that, pow, 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 pow. I looked right into that shit. You know what I mean? Niggas hit the corner on me, and all I seen was a nigga out, nigga like some motherfucking movie shit. Niggas hanging out the passenger side like colors.
It was colors.
I seen who it was. I knew exactly who did it. Everything. I'm seeing the nigga driving. I see the nigga out, and it's like 3-4 cars. Nigga hitting the corner with him. I see the Maverick. I see the Skylark. I see them niggas hitting the corner. Pop, 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 pop. And it hit me instantly.
It was a direct hit?
Yeah, it was the first shot.
Blessings, bro.
Yeah.
Blessings, bro.
Yeah,
you
so
know that?
I dropped down and, you know, had my shit on me. I took my shit off my shit and I ran around the corner. And I'm like, bro, I can't see, buddy. And they give me the eye.
I broke up out that motherfucker. Look at that nigga. Boy, I chased the nigga all the way.
Yeah.
About my brother, nigga. I'm like, nigga, hold on. We can get these niggas and niggas separated. And after that moment, it's like we straight Harbor. We ain't no more Hunters Point. These niggas ran. This nigga
there's a lot of niggas ran. And what's crazy is the nigga whatchamacallit, he got out the car. Something happened to their car and ran up the Shoreview.
Right up and niggas
wasn't
like the Fred C. After that, it was like we straight Harbor. Ain't no more Hunters Point. We straight Harbor. But you know, Hunters Point is our home, but it was like that moment, it was just personal because I looked at my brother in his eye and he couldn't see. That shit fucked me up. I'm like, nigga, all right, nah, we can't let this go. Black fucked up in the RIKC and
so my nigga Tone ended up driving me to the hospital. That nigga wheeled me there, got me there, the whole shit, but it had fucked up my retina and all that shit, so they had to take the motherfucker out. So I've been had to have a prosthetic eye, the whole shit. So that's why niggas stay in glasses the whole nine.
Band-Aid got the prosthetic eye too.
Is that right?
The Hood Stars?
Yeah, I didn't know he had that.
Just happened.
Yeah,
just happened?
Band-Aid been having that.
He did?
Yeah, Band-Aid get drunk, talk shit, pop that motherfucker out, all type of shit.
I ain't doing all that shit, but that motherfucker be hard to put back in sometimes. I don't be fucking around. I mean, even though mine is one of the best ones, like my shit look good. Like you really can't like tell. You can see it, you know, when I get drunk, you'll see this motherfucker getting red in the motherfucker and this one no. But for the most part, I don't, you know, I ain't all that taking it out. I like how Fetty Wap leave it out. Like his shit fucked up. And when you leave it out, the inner shit start swelling up a little bit more. Then it's hard to put that motherfucker back in. You know what I mean?
Bro. Like blessings, bro. Like, and that was years ago.
Yeah, that happened in like 88, 89.
That nigga still here.
Still here, bro. You know what I mean? Still here.
How do Black Sleep cope with depression?
Me, myself, bro, to be honest with you, I might just get on the freeway and ride and shit. You know what I mean? I do shit like that and throw on my reggae. You know, I fuck with roots shit heavy. You know, I throw on the reggae, hit the highway drive, and really just music, man. That's how I really cope with a lot of shit. Music just take me away from a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I throw on me some motherfucking neo soul or something, or like I said, some of that reggae, and I'm good. You know what I mean? Or some old 70s soul shit, and that's it. You know what I mean? And just deal with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Messy Marv.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big time Mess fan. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
I love Mess.
I think Mess, with y'all, y'all put the city on the map. Y'all did that. But like I said, Black Sea was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mess took the ball and ran with it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and I think he did a hell of a job doing it.
Yeah, he did.
You know, Mess came with that Fillmore swang, that slang, that that real city shit.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked with him?
Yeah. He on my Still Ruthless album. I did some shit for one of his compilations or something. I forgot which one I'm on. But Mess always been that's folks. That's family. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We fuck with him. Some motherfuckers just be family and we necessarily don't like get in the studio and work as often. Like even like with Quinn and all them, like me and JT, we probably did maybe a couple songs here and there, maybe 2 to 3. But that's like my brother from another mother, though. I fuck with him. I'm the one that first showed JT how to go press up his first album and took him there once we did the Frisco, when we did the Sunnydale Fillmore Hunters Point Truce. You know what I mean? I was a big part of that shit, bringing everybody together and all that shit.
Right.
You know, from there, me and JT had got tight. You know, but we didn't do a lot of work. A lot of time it just be just based on friendship. You know what I mean? Just being real cool with motherfuckers. But nah, Mess is a loved one, man. And like you said, he took the ball and ran with it. I'm happy. I'm mad that he going through what he going through, because Mess would be that. He would be like Mozzie right now. He'd be that nigga right now. Like, if he bounce back, like, he would be that dude. You know what I mean? If he can get his shit together. But you know,
it's not too
it's
late.
gonna take some. No, it ain't never too late.
The shit he put out with Mozzie was crazy.
It was crazy.
This nigga Mess, like, easy though. Like,
easy to him.
Yeah, it was easy to him. Yeah, man.
I think if he'd have just stayed with his city shit, you know, just even with the rags and leave that rag shit alone and did on just being that Fillmore nigga, I think that, man, I'm telling where Mess would be at right now, bro. You know what I mean?
Did you produce Bammer Weed?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did that whole album.
No, you didn't do that.
That whole album.
Where were you at mentally? You know, that song right there, I don't give a fuck with nobody. Just that song gonna have you money in your pocket forever.
Oh, forever, yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, them streams go up every 420, man. That motherfucker see a boost in that shit, be like, damn, this shit crazy. 30 years later, this motherfucker, revenue still coming in for that motherfucker. But nah, I produced that whole album except G's by the 1, 2, 3s with me and Totally Insane and us. TC did that one. Yeah, but I did the whole album.
Mind frame, man, with that.
Man, really, I was just having fun. You know what I mean? It wasn't really like a mindset. I was just playing with the shit and just having fun. I probably was about 17, 18. I just got a log cabin ranch. I got a log cabin ranch. And I think I had max. I was about 17 going on 18. Yeah. When I did that. Yeah. I was 17 going on 18. Matter of fact, no, I was about 18 going on 19 because when I got out, I wasn't rapping at the time. We was doing a lot of shit for about a year, selling tapes, doing like Too Short, we were double deck recording shit. We had songs, HP is My Home with T-Lo and all them, Harvard taking over. We had a bunch of shit we was putting out just around the neighborhood. So that went on for probably almost about a year or so, a year more. And then by the time 90 came, that's when I really started fucking with it. 89 to 90, I wasn't rapping. 90 to 91, I was doing my thing. You know what I mean?
You know that motherfucker got 8 million streams right now.
Okay, cool. See?
Yeah, so, but I was just in my zone. I was just a young nigga, just, man, learning how to do this equipment shit. I was just on one. You know what I mean? And meeting TC, learning how to really fuck with them samples more. I went crazy down there because I had a little SB12 when that motherfucker had like 2.4 seconds. I had to speed the record up and all that shit. So Bammer Weed was kind of chopped when I first did it. You know what I mean? When it was called Don't Give Me No Bammer Joint. We don't smoke that shit in Hunters Point. That's the original version.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And that was without Mr. C. That was with me, my nigga, rest in peace, Tita Lee, my boy, rest in peace, T-Rob. And both of them niggas gone who was on it for original.
That's what we was a hit squad.
Yeah, so I ended up. It was called "Don't Give Me No Bammer Joint" at first, you know what I mean. But then when Mr. C came around and we took it to TC Studio, I was like, bro, we got to bring Frisco together. I don't want it to just be local. We got to get Fillmore and Sunny there and all them to want to bump this shit. So we made it a Frisco thing. So I was like, we're gonna change it. Don't smoke that no Bammer weed. We don't smoke that shit in the SFC. And I'm glad I did that shit because that motherfucker took off like wildfire. You know what I mean?
That motherfucker go yet? Hell yeah.
Of course it didn't win. Yeah, that Jason motherfucking ass. Because when that came out, it wasn't really sound scan. It was a lot of mom and pops over the counter shit. So we sold a lot. You had to really look at the sales reports, and he was hiding a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
But by the time SoundScan kicked in, we sound scanned probably like a year, probably like in 93, we started paying attention to SoundScan. And when SoundScan kicked in, that was probably like, I think our album was at like 270-something thousand units scanned. So you just imagine from 92 to 93 what we done sold over the counter, just, Oakland, Detroit. Like we was living in Detroit and shit all through the whole Michigan, Pontiac, Lansing, Flint. Like they was fucking with us, Kansas City, Phoenix, like all that shit. Like we was moving units.
Seattle.
And but we didn't know until 93 when SoundScan kicked in. Once they started scanning, that was like Tower, the Warehouse, like all them sales and shit like that. Motherfuckers who actually was scanning shit.
Right. Mm-hmm. Larry June.
Yeah, that's nephew right there.
Larry June, talk to me. Y'all got a banger out right now.
Yeah,
How did
yeah,
that
we got a
take
couple
place?
shit, but that's my, that's my one of my best friends from Harvard. You know, his daddy from Harvard, Big Larry, the real. Well, I ain't gonna say the real Larry June. He don't like when motherfuckers say that. He a Larry June too, but he the third. But he Larry June. He done made that. He done took it and put his stamp on it. You know what I mean? But Larry June, his dad. We grew up together. Like he was one of the dudes that was supposed to be on that cover.
Okay.
He just was missing that day. He would have been there too on the cover with us. Me, him, Boob, Kurt, all of us, Lil Mo. They all would have been on that because we'd have been on there together. But Larry missed the shoot. But that's my friend. We just riding our hogs yesterday. You know what I mean? Like I fuck with him. That's one of my closest good friends. Never turned, no matter what. Through all the fallout of us with us and Booby, he's stayed neutral. He stayed over on Harbor fucking with Boob. He'd come out and see me out in Antioch, could come fuck with us. And it just always been like that. And when his son first started rapping and shit, he came to me like, Black, I want you to, mentor him, help him out or whatnot. And we ended up doing a song called I Needed the Love. Back in I think it was 08 or something like that.
Yeah,
Shot the video. And then I ended up helping him.
First came out from Atlanta.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting him on 40 shit later on and shit. Money Straight. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's nephew right there, man. But he the reason why I'm actually back doing what I'm doing right now, because I was semi-retired. I ain't gonna lie, a couple years ago. Yeah, I was quiet like a motherfucker, and he came and got me like, Unc, I want to get you on this motherfucking song. I need you. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to. He's like, man, I don't want to hear that. I need you on the song. So we end up doing Meet Me in Frisco, man, and that set it off. Once I seen all the love from his fans, I was like, man, I got bid with the bug. So I got right in the lab, start working, and we end up making What's Happening. And that motherfucker started doing that, did good. I dropped the album, and he came back and got me for the organic work.
Organic work.
Yeah, and that motherfucker doing numbers. I thought Meet Me in Frisco, that was like my favorite one, but that organic work doing numbers right now. So yeah, man. And then he put us on, went out there, fucked with him on the Orange Print tour and the whole shit. We just finished the one like 2 weeks ago for my new album that's about to drop.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we got one called Rainy Day Schedule. That's a little banger right now. So
good
job,
I'm
working.
Black,
yeah, man, I'm working, man.
numbers.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, we
Shout out Larry June, man. I'm waiting on him. He was supposed to be on my project, but he catted on me. Yeah, nigga, I'm sending on Little Blood TV.
You know Trust me, it take about two. You gotta have patience fucking with him because he in demand. You're
busy, man.
Right now, because I asked for this verse in September and I just got it like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you know understand that. I definitely understand that. But blessings to Larry June. I
much
salute.
Love,
nigga.
Yes,
you
sir.
Doing your shit, and definitely gonna have to pull up to Little Blood TV. Definitely. Let's talk about your book.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about it.
Part of Survival, from the block to the booth, man. It's just talking about everything from the turf war.
To me, did you write it or is it Black Label, nigga?
Nah, I wrote that. That's all me. I had like 2 chapters done, and then I got with my boys Charles Jolivet, who I was going in chronological order, trying to start from 72 and going to 70, and that shit take too long. He said, nah, bro. He said, what we got to do is, I'm going to take what you got, what you done wrote, and we just going to have a conversation. I'm going to see what you wrote, and we just going to get on the phone, and we going to record the conversation, and I'm going to type it out. So that's all we did. We just doing like how we doing right now. We just start talking about everything. He'd just bring up, like the turf war, talk about the turf war stuff, and we'd just start chopping it up and just having a conversation about shit. And then we start cleaning it up, just so we want to incriminate motherfuckers and do so. You take certain names out, flip some shit, clean it up. And but as far as me and him, it was just raw conversation, just talking about everything, And we just took the meat out of it because you can't put everything in it, because I couldn't deep dive into the turf war shit. And I couldn't deep dive. I couldn't deep dive into the dope era part when we was out there slanging. So you got to give them ips of it, just so you can, give them ips and pieces of your life. So that's what the chapters is kind of based on, just different periods in the life. So it's from the block to the booth. Me getting into the music, the fallout with me meeting Mr. C, then the fallout with Intermittent Records, then the fallout with with the block and all that shit.
Intermittent Records. What was that?
They was on MacArthur. That's Jason and them. They was based out here.
Remember they had 2 short 75 girls a long time ago.
Well, they didn't have them. They was they was like a one stop, but they had a distribution in there too. What it was the music people. And everybody go out there and get their shit. You drop off your CDs or whatever. There's something like City Hall, one stop where you go in and they put it in the stores or whatnot on consignment or COD. Yeah, what it was we was dealing with Elliot. Well, Elliot was the one stop music people, but then his son Jason created Intermittent Records. So they created a record label up in there. So what we did was we seen Totally Insane go over there. So we just followed Totally Insane because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just pressed up 1,000 units.
Right.
We put them in the stores. They sold out hella fast. So we went and pressed up 5,000 more. I took the 5,000 that I made off the 1,000 and I went and pressed up 5,000 more. So what happened was it was just hella boxes and shit. So out in the TC, I talked to TC. I was like, bro, what's going on with y'all over there in a minute? I'm like, won't you see if Jason will sign us or whatnot? And he was like, yep, he already been asking about y'all or whatnot. So we went out there and hollered at him. And he like, yeah, man, people been asking about it. Because, I was leaving the first 1,000 in stores. So I went out there and he was just like, people been asking for it, man, I'm like, I'm ready to just go and just do a deal with y'all. He like, how about, I sign y'all for 10,000, I'll give y'all 10, and I pay for those 5,000 units that you got. So I'm adding that up. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go get the block, give me a brick or two. All I'm thinking about is getting back to the block. I ain't give a fuck. I'm like, I can make another album. I ain't tripping off this shit easy. You know what I mean? So I'm just doing the math. I'm like, that's 25%. I'm like, 35,000. I'm like, hell yeah. And I'm like, Ed only put in 1,000. I can give him that back, double up his money, give him 2. I'll give Mr. C a little something. So I'm in there like, that's all in my head. I'm like, nigga, I'm gonna go level up real quick. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And I was ready to sign right there. And he was like, man, get a lawyer. This and that. Like, we don't got no. So I can't really I'm mad at Jason, but I'm not because, it was our fault for not handling our business. You know what I mean? Because he did refer us to Elisa. Well, I know a lawyer. You can go talk to him and see what's up. Y'all don't know. I'm like, nah, I don't know. We'll go talk to him. I'm just trying to get to that check. I'm like, man, let's go through this process. So we went and talked to his lawyer. This motherfucker read the contract overnight. I was like, man, it's a good contract. Yeah, y'all should sign it. And that was straight. He ain't break down with the points and none of the shit. None of the, the terms and nothing. You know what I mean? So we signed that motherfucker, man, and signed our life away. You know what I mean? Bullshit, publishing and all type of shit at the time. So yeah, you
got up out of that though?
Nah, we got up out of that motherfucker. Atlanta came and saved us though. That's one thing I respect about Craig Callaman. He the big dog over there now though. But he was a big RBL fan. So when he came, like we had Relativity, we had a Priority Records. Yeah, we had all them kind of get Def Jam, but the biggest deals was Def Jam and Atlantic. So Big Beat Atlantic.
Master P.
He was on Intermittent too.
What y'all fucking with P too?
He was on Intermittent.
Nah, well, P was just a friend. We just had fucked with P just on the West Coast Bad Boys compilations he was doing. But we didn't really have no relationship as far as like no label business and nothing like that. Because P was going through Intermittent too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he wasn't signed to him. He was dealing with the music people.
Okay.
So a lot of people like the Delinquents who having their shit going through there. We was really the only motherfuckers that were signed was us. It was they signed Just Ice from the East Coast, old school Just Ice, the rapper. They had us, IMP, Andre Nicotina, Dre Dog at the time, and Totally Insane. That was pretty much it. They didn't have, and they had the other dude, the Dog Pound Posse. So they
had Paris too.
Nah, they didn't have. They didn't have him signed. A lot of people thought like they was going through In a Minute, but a lot of people was going through music people. Like even Too Short shit. He was just using music people distribution. He wasn't signed.
75 girl. Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we end up like I said, Craig Callaman got us up out of that though. When he came through, he's like, man, we're gonna just do a buyout with him. All he wanted is 75,000. We'll just give him that off the budget because I wasn't trying to give him shit because he still owed us like $675,000. He didn't pay us for their album. Every time we went out there, he'd try to give a motherfucker a couple crumbs, give us here go $3,700. I got to keep y'all money in the trust fund because I got to pay all the samples for the first album. And
just saying anything, And nigga wasn't business savvy at the time.
At the time, but we just going there on some nigga shit, throwing furniture around, trying to beat him up, but that shit wasn't, that shit wasn't working, man. And
he was whooping y'all with them brains. Y'all coming with muscle.
Exactly, whooping us.
Thinking the fuck out you niggas.
He putting together reports, giving us reports. We like, man, you could have just went and made this shit in the back, which he was.
Right.
And then we hired a new manager, and Tone, man, I love my boy Tone, who helped me get my business shit in order. He the one came in and started telling us about mechanicals. He's like, what's up with y'all mechanicals? We like, what the fuck is that? I mean, that's for y'all writing and this and that. Y'all publishing. Did he get y'all any royalties? And we like, man, he showed us this. He's like, bro, no, we need to see the shipping reports. That's gonna let us know what he shipped out and what was returned. He said, fuck all this, him trying to just showing you these papers that he got and have somebody to go in there and make on the computer. We don't want to hear none of that shit. You know what I mean? We need the shipping reports, and that's when we really fell out. When Tone came around asking all them questions.
You know what he was talking about.
Yeah, Tone knew what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
How you feel about the music scene today in the city?
I love it. You
Do
know
the
what I
young
mean?
cats reach out and shit?
Yeah, I get a lot of them that that reach out, be wanting versing on. City motherfuckers, man. It's all good. I ain't no charging, ain't no nothing. As long as you handling your business, I'm open to fucking with any of them. You know what I mean? So I love it. I love the scene. I like what they doing. You know what I mean? It ain't no thing.
I think Lil Blood, the Mechanics, and the Black Sea record would be dope.
Man, dope. I'm with it.
I think that'll be dope.
Man, I've been on the fucking Mechanics like a month. Mechanics got that shit over there.
Yeah, for sure.
They got that shit. They got that shit, man.
They got that shit.
Man, I think, man, we need to do that, man.
Yeah,
At least a little EP or something. Throw together a nice little 6-7 piece for their ass.
We need to make something happen, man.
Let's do it.
Definitely.
Do it. I'm gassing right now. I ain't gonna lie. Fucking with these young niggas. I'm gassing shit right now. I'm on their ass right now.
Man. D-Folks, you over there shining. Talk to me, man. Get some of this camera time.
I ain't even tripping. I'm humble. I'm behind the scene. I do my thing. I'm on the
You didn't see he just put the ring and the watch out. You ain't seen. I'm paying attention, though.
That shit.
Pop your shit.
Let me show y'all. He like,
we go stay RBL rapping, man. You already know what time it with this shit.
Tell me about Right Way. What's going on with that?
The label, man. You know what I'm saying? We got that new Black Sea album coming out. We got this RBL shit. We still push this RBL shit. Still got shows lined up. Keeping my nigga Hitman and Mr. C memory alive, man. We still doing this show. Still fuck with everybody. City representing. You know what I'm saying? We out here, you know what I'm saying, from the box to the boot. Niggas know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? We out here living legends. So,
living legends, yes, sir.
And that's all we doing, you know what I'm saying? Man, this nigga, we like from E40 say, nigga, from this whale tail, nigga, to this whale sperm, nigga. We gonna rock to the end of the time, you know what I'm saying? We go side by side, nigga.
Side by side, man. I mean, the turf wars and everything, man. It was like Old Dog and motherfucking, what's my boy Kane, man? It's an Old Dog, I was Kane, man.
I don't know, man, because I just tried to throw my boy alley hoop and he was slow on his feet, man.
I mean, you know, because I'm kind of humble, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of humble.
It's kind of a word.
Yeah, it's a practical word, but I'm saying I'm kind of humble because it's two sides and shit. You got the RBL rap, you got the RBL street shit. So you know what I'm saying? So I just fall back in that.
But you know what we need to do though?
Take that lane, man.
Because that street shit gonna be there after us and before us.
Exactly.
Man, we need to focus, man,
on this music. That's what we get behind this book. We get behind this blues. We get behind these 2 albums that Black guy come out.
Motherfuckers gotta get
we out here representing
financial literacy in their life, man. Learn how to learn about real estate, man, and about these motherfuckers.
What you saying last night?
Man, I'm talking about them IULs, man, and learn about the motherfucking index universal life, motherfucking things, man, and all that shit, man. Start learning about them IRAs and shit like that. That's where I'm at right now with it, man. Trying to learn this real estate game and get, it's just all about evolving, man, financially, man. Just learn to get that financial literacy down pack, man. So that's where it's at right now, man.
So you about to drop a project?
Yeah, I'm done. It's already out. It's about to drop. It's called the Black Album.
Black Album.
It's actually two. It was actually gonna be like a double, but that's just two. You can't give motherfuckers too much nowadays. It was supposed to be like a little EP, but that motherfucker it'd be hard to cut songs and shit. You know what I mean? So what I did was I ended up saying, you know what? Let me go and just do a 14 piece real quick. Get Larry June. I got Larry June, Jay Worthy, my boy Compton STG on there, Doobie.
Man, that just whooped that boy.
I know, man.
They just whooped that boy.
I heard, bro. Yeah. I'm so hot about that shit because this song we got, man. I was so looking forward to, shooting a video or something. This motherfucker, man. But free my boy, man. So it's called the Black Album. That motherfucker finna drop, man, next month, February, man. So we gonna drop it like a couple days after that Valentine's Day, man. That Friday, I believe it's the 17th.
Or you gonna push it?
Man, I'm doing it myself the right way. We going through guys. Guys, he lend me a hand here and there. I've been with him since the beginning. That's my guy, whatnot. So I'm just gonna work his machine, man. Do what I do. I ain't even worried about trying to have no deals. I ain't worried about no labels. I'm just out the trunk with it at all times. Like, it's fun to me. I've been doing this shit. You know what I mean? I ain't never just been just a rapper. You get some motherfuckers who just be kind of one-sided, just be artists. And I'm happy that I always was like executive producer doing Hitman and them projects and also, choreographing the whole project as far as being a producer, studio producer, doing beats and all that shit. So man, that made me well-rounded to where, I do this shit. It ain't no thing to me. I'm take that shit right out the trunk.
I be trying to get that nigga back into making them beats because that nigga wrong at producing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that nigga get that mojo back, man.
I mean, I make them here and there, but I don't let nobody hear them. You know, I make them and I be like,
this shit ain't it.
It ain't it. You know why? Because I'm listening to like my cousin Herminator and them, Mechanics and them. They get so much heat out there right now to where it's like, why I'm even wasting my time? Let me go get this shit from them and do my thing. All I gotta focus on is rapping. That's why I didn't evolve with my pen game. So it's like, cause I ain't gotta worry about making a beat, doing it. I can just really focus on lyrics.
You think that pen? You think that little pen of yours something?
That motherfucker something right now.
Is it a Sharpie or a pen?
It's a little bit of both. It depends on what I'm coming on. It depends on what a motherfucker giving me.
I ain't gonna lie, that nigga involved, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, these young niggas, I done got motivated from the young niggas because they talk that shit nowadays. And that's why I'm like, hold on, man.
That's what's beautiful about music, though, man. Yeah. And it's everlasting.
Everlasting, bro.
And I tell people all the time, it's a lane for whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
If you want to be melodic, if you want to be a gangster rapper, if you want to be a popcorn rapper, hip hop, it's a lane.
It's a lane for everybody.
It's everybody.
Fans for everybody.
Yeah.
And I listen to everything. You know what I mean? Me being a producer, man, it opened me up to listen to everything from I'll be listening to Tyler Creator one day, then I'll be over here listening to Mozzie and everything in between, Lil Babies. Like I listen to everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything, bro. Every fucking thing, you know what I mean? And really bump the shit. I don't just listen to it, like I be really rolling on that shit. Get on the highway and be rolling like, man, this nigga production is like, damn, you know, throw in me some Fetty. I might throw in some J. Cole. You know, I fuck with the lyrical niggas to the niggas who drilling shit.
Y'all got this little eye connection. This nigga keeps saying Fetty Wap.
Oh, yeah, this melodic nigga, man.
This nigga
He represent the melodic niggas. That nigga fool.
That nigga say Fetty Wap.
5 years from now, man, we're Black CC.
Oh man, I'm hopefully, man, some motherfucking real estate mogul, man. You know what I mean? You know, and still doing the music. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna ever quit the music shit as far as touring and all that. Even making music. I mean, as long as there's fans out there who want the shit, I'm gonna deliver it. You know what I mean? Because there be a lot of motherfuckers like, man, I don't want to rap in 10 years from now. This and man, I am. If motherfuckers want it, I'm gonna serve that shit up. Nigga be up just like shouting them niggas 50, hitting 60s, hitting 70. You know what I mean? The OJs and all them motherfuckers will still get out there. Why rap niggas can't, man? It ain't no age to this shit, man. We gotta change that narrative on that shit. So it's like,
definitely.
I'm gonna stay out there. My fans want it. They want to book us. I don't give a fuck. An old school show, 90s show, whatever you want. Car shows. I do it all. I don't give a fuck. Bar mitzvahs to big shit. Nigga, I'm at it. Backyard parties. I don't discriminate. You know, I hear niggas, man, you niggas, some of these niggas is broke doing car shows. Like, I'm eating. I still go do the car shows.
Last time a nigga for getting money.
Getting money. Exactly. It don't make no sense to me.
That's weird.
Like, niggas be weird. I'll be like, bro, what you only doing arenas then or something, nigga? I ain't with you. Ain't had a show either. Look at your page. You ain't seen a flyer on that motherfucker.
Listen, man, you car shows, man, little blood open.
Hey,
what the fuck you talking about? They don't want it. I do.
Hey, man, car shows got bags and they do that shit yearly.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
A few times a year.
A few times a year. Different ones. You know,
whoever cut that check, give me that money, you better perform, nigga. You just stupid.
I'll fuck with it, bro.
That bag.
Well, man, Black C, man, I appreciate you pulling up and fucking with me.
Hey, for sure, bro.
Like I said, man, it's a blessing for me too, just to have you. You know,
man,
I know a lot of motherfuckers be in them inboxes trying to get interviews or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? Like this is a blessing.
It's been lovely lately. I ain't gonna lie. It's been, I've been working this last little couple months, man. A lot of podcasts, a lot of interviews, Zoom interviews or whatever, man. It's it's a blessing, man. And I appreciate the shit. I do it all. I don't give a fuck how smart your platform is. You know what I mean? I do it. I give motherfuckers my time. You know what I mean? So it don't matter how big, how small, man. I treat everybody the same way. You know what I mean? I think that's what, made me be able to get these blessings I got. You know what I mean? And survive and be, relevant in this day and age right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What you in? 30?
We 30. 30 January, September. September 17th was our actual 30-year anniversary last year. Yeah, we dropped 92, September 1992, September 16th.
What was your favorite body of work?
As far as my solo shit or RBL shit? RBL shit is the first album off top.
What about solo?
Solo got to be now. It's gonna probably be the Black album that's about to drop, the new one. But before that, it's between Still Ruthless. Because the Still Ruthless album I kind of went back to everybody from my era. I went and got C-Bo, B Legit, E40, Messy Marv, Andre Nicotina, San Quinn. I went and got everybody from my era on that because that was like my favorite. But that Black Caesar was kind of fucking with that one a little bit. It was up there with it. So I would say this album and then probably Still Ruthless. That's my favorite. They probably neck and neck.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, when this interview drop, hopefully that black album.
It's out there, man.
Probably gotta holler at Jay-Z, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, for real. Hey.
I know he did the Black album too, man.
It's the West Coast.
Yeah, what's crazy is I had one back then, and when he did it, I had to shut it down. I said, man, that nigga done squatted on that motherfucker and pissed on that. He done marked his territory. Let me change up now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to change. So I said, now it's been quiet on that.
Right.
You know
What could the people find you at?
Man, they can the website www.rblposse.com. For all the merchandise and all that shit, hit that store link. Man, on that IG at RBL Posse, on that Twitter at RBL Posse, Facebook is RBL Posse across the board, and through there you'll find that Black Sea page, man. You know what I mean? So everything is RBL Posse.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, King.
Yes,
like
sir.
I said, my
Appreciate
platform is your platform. Let's not make this the last time.
No, we gonna get it in the studio, man. We're gonna get it in.
Gotta get that
together. I ain't gonna promise you a whole album, but I know we about to knock out a song.
At least about 2-3 songs. Come on, man.
You feel me? A few.
Let's get the song right quick, bro.
One for me, one for you.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I appreciate you, bro. D-Folks, where can the people find you?
On Instagram, D-Folks RBL. For sure. RBL
D-Folks _RBL.
RBL.
Twitter, all that shit, the same thing?
Yep. Everything RBL.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's all love. God bless. Man, keep pushing, big bro.
We ain't gonna let this be the last time.
No, sir.
You know what I mean?
Pushing, big bro. You're a legend. And like I said, man, you know.
Yeah.
You done been in this shit. You know what's going on, man.
Sure,
you know what's going on.
From the block to the booth, baby.
Yes, sir.
You feel
Appreciate your time, King.
Hey, much love, baby.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yes,
sir.
Blood.
Dope interview.